PWN, everyone, and we are looking forward to having our May evening meeting and with our wonderful speaker, Caterina. And so let's do our member introductions. So let's start with Jody Royer.
I'm going to ask you a question. Are you tired of trying to win the digital marketing game run by a small fraternity of pajama-wearing wizards who keep changing the rules and messing with your client attraction plans? Because it's really not your fault. You don't have to struggle anymore. I'm here to help get you out of technology chaos and digital marketing hell. My name is Jody Royer. I'm the technology chairperson of PWN, and I'm a digital business consultant. My website is Monterey Marketing 360. Reach out to me for a free demo and a 2-week test drive.
Marian Gelletley.
Hi there. Are you somebody that gets up in the morning and you walk to your closet and you stop and you stare and you can't figure out what to wear and the piles of clothes keep growing on the bed? Well, if so, I am your go-to person. I'm a speaker, a style teacher, and a cheerleader for my clients with less than perfect bodies, just like me. And my company is Powerful Presence. I'm an image and style and wardrobe coach, and I'm one of 29 certified image masters in the world. My networking tip would be if you walk into a room and it's all a buzz and people are chatting, I always like to suggest that you stop, look around the room, look for maybe that solo person that is off by themselves and walk up to them and extend your hand, introduce yourself and start the conversation. They'll appreciate it.
That's great. Thank you, Marian. Kenneth Dunn.
Hi, I'm Kenneth Dunn. I'm going to talk about myself in a minute, so I'll save that exciting story. My networking tip, which is awkward now because it's really an in-person thing, is to look people in the eyes and listen to what they're saying, not step on their answers. You know, when you're a little bit nervous, you tend to want to fill the gap, and I have challenged myself to just really be a good listener, eye to eye, and try to make an immediate connection that way.
That's a good one. Thank you. Jennifer Schmidt.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Schmidt. I own and operate Monterey Bay Notary Pro. I do notarizations, wedding officiating, and other administrative services locally. I don't really have a favorite marketing tip at this point with COVID. I started my business right at the beginning of the COVID lockdown, so I'm just kind of working my way through it at this point.
Thank you. Sandra Collingwood, and you were Woman of the Year in what year?
Can you hear me? Can
Yes.
you hear me? Yes, 1998.
Oh, 98.
Yeah. So
awesome, thank you.
I've been a member 27 years. I had something a little kind of cutesy here, forgive this, but now my business is Super Spotter Spot Remover. So when you see the polka dots, you know, please remember we clean spots. Now, here's my cutesy thing. We all have Zoom meetings, but would you like to resume your faith in spot removers? Ours is powerful and does not contain harsh chemicals, and you can zoom those evil spots away in your life. One of my favorite networking tips is kind of behind the scenes and one related in front. That is to review your directory, your complete directory, and see what the names are and what their faces look like. And then also, that's very important. You get a feeling for who is making up the composition of our group. And then make sure that, especially new members at our live events, find out who our board members are and our committee members, and go up and just introduce yourself. Because we're not expecting to sell anything in these ways, but they will lead to business down the line. That's my tip. Oh, can I hear you?
The kid was being noisy in the background, I muted. And we didn't mention that Marian Gallantly is our 2020 Woman of the Year. So, and also Gina Estrada is our 2021 Woman of the Year. So let's go to Betty.
Okay, well, nice to see everybody. If your business needs writing and you are stressed out about needing to fill that need, I am the person who can take that load off of your shoulders and remove the pressure from your life so that you can get back to doing what you do best of running your business and increasing your profits. I'm Betty Withrow, and I'm a writing professional with the Writer's Launchpad. And I also, besides writing copy, collaborate with authors to put their books together using a combination of coaching, editing, and ghostwriting to smooth things out so that they're ready for the publisher. My networking tip is go up to someone that you have never met before, if possible, and put out your hand, say hello, and ask about them and listen to what they have to say so that you know what they're about and you can communicate with them at their level, and letting them know that you care about what they're about. As Sandra pointed out, we're not here to sell, we're here to connect. And when you do that, you can connect at the level that the other person feels comfortable and you know more about what you may be able to offer them and what you would like to present about yourself. So that's my tip.
I love it. I love it. We met a little boy down in Cabo in the pool. He's 10 years old and he walked up to Cash, my grandson, with his hand extended and said, "Hi, I'm Alfred. Nice to meet you." And I thought, that is so amazing for 10 years old in the swimming pool. So yes, that is amazing. Thank you, Betty. Seth, are you there?
Hang on a second while I turn this thing back on. There we go. I do the disappearing act. So my name's Seth Goldstein. I'm an attorney. I represent mostly battered women and abused kids. My practice is pretty much statewide. I handle divorces as well as business, business in any of its forms. My networking tip for you, I guess, the best one for me is the lectures that I give and the presentations that I've made both locally and nationally.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Seth. Gay.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Gay Friedman of GC Friedman and Associates. I call myself a happiness coach, and I help women find joy in the midst of chaos through workshops on creativity and play. And I don't have a problem with networking because I love networking because I always feel I'm meeting new people and I love meeting new people. But one of my best things was in Las Vegas at the dog park. I met so many high-end people in the casino who worked in the casinos, from the HR person to like the presidents over beverage. And I never would have thought. So I would say hang out in the dog park.
I'm going to the dog park.
Has to be a nice one.
Okay. Christine.
I am Christine Cristobal. I'm with Century 21 Showcase Realtors. I'm an owner. We have 5 offices in 3 different counties, all local. I'm also the fundraising chair, so shameless plug right now. If you have not signed up to be a sponsor, please sign up. We're doing so good and you get so much promotion on your business and recognition throughout the whole entire month. So log in and sign up, and then also sign up for our raffle prize tonight because it's a nice one. And Jody is the queen of putting up where they need to go to buy your tickets. And I think offer chocolate gets everybody talking. My job, what I do, everybody wants to talk about what I do. When I'm on vacation, I tell people I'm a housekeeper so I don't have to talk real estate. So once you say real estate, everybody talks to you. So if you don't know what to say, offer a piece of chocolate and start chatting.
That's awesome, Christine. And she does do that on vacation too. She brings out the food to the lounge chairs by the pool. It's nice. Got all this food. Let's go to Megan.
Good evening. My name is Megan Mertz. I am the business development coordinator for the premier local restoration company called Disaster Cleanup Specialists, serving the Central Coast for 40 years officially. along with Floor Store USA's Flooring America and Cypress Design and Build for all your flooring, designing, and cabinetry needs. I'm also your 2021 membership chair. And the best networking tip, I like to play a game with myself. And whenever I introduce myself, I always take an extra step for whoever I'm talking to, for them to say their name, for me to say it back, so I remember it, because names are so important. The last thing I want to do is get it wrong. So thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Oh, I forgot to introduce you in the board. I'm reading. I'm sorry. I owe you lunch. Crystal.
Hi everyone, so my name is Crystal Rubio and I'm a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Realty. I help people buy and sell homes. And a tip for icebreaker, just go up to someone you don't know and introduce yourself and kind of let the conversation go however it's meant to be.
Thank you. Julianne.
All right, Julianne Wecke, health coach, and I basically help people look better, feel better, and get their energy back. And my favorite networking tip, really, I've always been very interested in hearing about people. But when people tell me, what they do, right, for a living, I'm always curious. I ask them what is their favorite part about that, because it's kind of unexpected and it leads to a whole other conversation. It's a lot of fun to hear what they have to say. And then another thing would be to try to follow up with them within 24 hours. If there's someone I really want to stay connected to, get their information. If it's on a business card, make sure I know what their contact information is, and just check in with them within 24 hours later, just to kind of keep it fresh. So that's it.
Yeah, that's a good one, Julianne. Thank you. Joanne.
Hi, I'm Joanne Gessner, and I'm with the Monterey Transcendental Meditation Center. So if you're looking for that work balance and nourishing your most innermost self that will support you to develop your full potential in both business and life, what I teach, the Transcendental Meditation Technique, helps people transform their lives to do that easily. And my best networking tip, building on what Betty was saying, I always ask people questions about what's important to them. And that way you get to know really where they're coming from and what their needs are, and whether or not you can help them to fulfill any of those needs.
Great. Thank you, Joanne. Lindsey Horton.
Hi everyone, my name is Lindsey Horton and I am the Special Events Chair for PWN. I also am the owner of Social Monterey, so I help small businesses save time, ditch the overwhelm, and build thriving online communities with social media services. And my networking tip would be, my favorite way to grow my small business is by supporting other small businesses, whether that be like commenting, sharing their posts on social media, referring them when I have the chance, or connecting others in my network to other business owners they might be interested in getting to know.
Great. It's always nice to be a connector. Elizabeth.
Thank you so much for having me here. This is my first meeting, and I moved to Monterey in the fall, and I am finally venturing out now that everybody is vaccinated, and it feels really good to be here tonight. My business is Joyful Parenting Coaching, where stressed out parents get the skills they need to create the happy, harmonious homes they desire and deserve. And actually, once I get to know people a little bit better, one of my favorite networking questions is, who were you in the 7th grade? Because I taught 7th grade for years. And so if I know who you were in the 7th grade, I know a lot about you. So kind of fun.
That's awesome. Julie, don't tell them who I was in the 7th grade. you, Elizabeth. It's really nice having you here. Caterina.
Hi, everybody. Caterina Rando I live in San Francisco, California. I have the privilege of being your speaker tonight. What I do is I support women with service businesses, and I show them how to do 3 important things: how to sell with ease and authenticity. That's our hot topic tonight. I support women with how to use speaking to gain Insta clients and grow your business with speaking. And I also lead retreats, and I teach women how to lead their own retreats to create community, cultivate client retention, and of course, grow their revenue. I have a lifetime supply of networking tips. I'm going to give you one of my favorites, and then maybe in my talk, I'll pepper in a couple more. Okay, when you schedule a networking event, like all your networking events for PWM for the rest of the year, do you have 1 hour set aside immediately following that for your follow-up? And are you taking a screenshot of the screen so that you can reach out to everybody on Facebook, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, and Instagram immediately following and tell them how nice it was to meet you, even if they're not a potential client? Schedule your follow-up at the time you schedule your networking. I promise you, I just made you so much money if you follow this super tip. Thank you.
Thank you, Caterina. I can tell you just rock it, girl. Thank you. Alora.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alora Daunt. I am launching a community co-working space in downtown Monterey, which it's a flexible workspace. So it provides a bunch of different needs. Basically, you can come in if you want to be there every day, you can be there every day. If you want to be there a few days a week, a month, you can do that. You can have your own dedicated desk. You can be in a community space and collaborate with others. And really, we're all about the vision of, it's called the Pearl Works, and we're really all about bringing people together and creating community. So super excited to be joining this community and being part of the Professional Women's Network. Networking tip, I get really anxious at networking things. So I feel like my biggest networking tip is breathing and for me, it's just getting in touch and not forgetting to just be myself and to listen and be curious, and that the goal is to connect and meet people, and you never know who you're going to meet. I mean, I'm here because I went to a Chamber of Commerce thing and met Megan and Lindsey, and it's just, it's like a little path of skipping stones that is sweet. So
yes, it is. It is, Alora. Yes, and your place sounds like a great place to work. Very fun.
Yeah, really excited.
Oh, well, welcome. It's so nice to have you here. Debbie Campbell.
Hi, everybody. I'm Debbie Campbell. I am a #1 best-selling international author, speaker, and an entrepreneur with Touchstone Crystal by Swarovski. So my motto is smiles and sparkle for everyone. And now that things are opening up, I'm really excited about doing some outdoor gets-togethers with ladies and their friends and lots of fun Swarovski jewelry. Networking tip. I'm going to say, really go in open-minded and don't prejudge people, because you never know who you're going to meet. And I always try to remember to ask people that I'm interacting with, how can I support you? What can I do for you? To put the focus on them. And it's just building relationships. So that I have to remind myself sometimes, but it's always good to do that. Thanks.
Yes, that's great. Thank you. Like Sandra says, we are farming, not hunting when we're networking. Selena.
Hi guys, I'm Selena Saba. I am the owner of Fusion Fitness. I'm a personal trainer, and I'm also a massage therapist. We specialize in mature populations. So if you're not happy with the way that your body looks, and especially the way your body feels, you need to come see me, because I can help you in both departments. So my number one networking tip, I think, is simply to show up to these types of events, to immerse yourself in them. But more than that is not just to show up and listen, but to extend yourself a little bit. Get out of your comfort zone is basically what I'm trying to say. Get out of your comfort zone and do things that you wouldn't normally do. And I also echo the lady that said that remember everybody's names, because that is a number one thing for me. And use it immediately and keep using it so that you memorize it. And then if you still remember it, like the next time you see them, that really makes a lasting impression and builds influence.
That's great, Selena. Okay, in honor of Selena, let's all rock our guns. Come on, Selena, put yours up here. Look, there's mine. There's mine. Come on, Christine. I know you have a bigger one than mine. Come on. Ooh, look at that. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, it's her. It's only partially your name showing. Hirschberg.
Hirschberg, just Hirschberg. Hi, Hirschberg Wise. Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer. Thank you to Debbie Campbell for inviting me tonight. Very happy to be here. And my business name is Radiant Journey Occupational Therapy and Integrative Wellness. I work with individuals who are recovering from illness or injury or living with a chronic health condition. I offer private sessions, retreats, virtually now, midday meditations, yoga, Reiki, journey dance, and more, because I believe that there are many paths, one journey, and I want to help support people enjoy their radiant journey. My number one networking tip is to really be interested in the person you're talking with and finding out more, like making your objective to find out more about them than to just kind of tell them everything they should know about you. So thank you so much for letting me be here tonight. Thank you. I'm excited.
That's great. It's wonderful to have you, Jennifer. Julie Jewell, part of my squad there. You're on mute, girl.
I am so sorry. I am on a cell phone doing this, and I'm not good at that because I had to go back to the office, and that's where my computer is. So I am Julie Jewell White, and I did text Teresa and tell her, do not call on me, and she called on me anyways.
I didn't get your text, I'm sorry.
I'm an escrow officer with Lennar Title. I've been an escrow officer for over 30 years. I enjoy everything about real estate. And I noticed that we have a couple realtors on the call. So networking is to determine who's in the business and try to get in front of them and talk with them and see if you guys are a good fit. I think everybody is a fit. So you have to target the people that that you fit with as far as personality and work style. But as network tip, I don't really have any other than just smile and then they end up talking to you. So that's it.
Yeah, I know. With those dimples, that works every time for Julie, and she is a master at what she does and works both Fresno and Monterey area. So thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Now mute me because I can't do it.
Oh, there we go. Doris Beckman.
The need for affordable housing has never been greater. I'm Doris Beckman, the program manager for Home Match. I work to pair people with extra room in their homes with people searching for affordable housing. It's a win-win for everyone. And I guess my tip would be keep coming back, be curious, and really listen.
Great. Yes, that's good advice. Thank you, Doris. Lori. I love your hair, Lori.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so my name is Lori Black Ogene. I am the owner of Divorce with Dignity in Monterey. And Divorce with Dignity provides individuals contemplating divorce a safe place to discuss, plan, and I also prepare documents and do mediation. So my tip for networking, coming from an introvert, natural introvert, is to participate, show up, and I think take yourself out of your comfort zone, which is very easy for someone like me. But take yourself out of your comfort zone and smile. You know, a lot of the tips that were given today, but I think it gets easier as if you are an introvert as you throw yourself into the process. So
yes, excellent. And last but not least, Jane Duber.
Yay, I was a little late to the party, so I'm at the end. So good to see everybody. Oh my gosh, so many friendly faces, so many longtime friends. I'm really happy to be here. Yeah, so I'm going to flip things up a little bit. I'm going to give you my tip first. Then I'm going to tell you what I do for those who don't. So my tip, so ditto to all you guys. I mean, I think it's the whole Stephen Covey's 5th principle, which is, you know, seek first to understand and then to be understood. So that was across the board for so many of you about listening and asking questions. And so on top of all of that, which is number 1, I'm going to say that to have an irresistible next step, right? Because it's one thing to have the conversation. If it's live, you're getting a business card, but the most important thing is that you've got an easy and comfortable way for you to have that follow-up. Otherwise, it's just a great person that you met, and then sometimes it's a little awkward reaching out. And so, so that's my tip: is have an irresistible next step that really serves them in a deep way. So now I'm going to say, so Jane Duber, and I have 2 technology companies. The one I want to talk about today is one that we're relaunching. We've been in business for 5 years. We're relaunching that company, and little celebration for some of you guys who don't know, but my son, who's now 23, in fact, when I was Woman of the Year, Teresa, I hadn't even had him yet. I was Woman of the Year in 1995, and 2 years after that, I had my son. And he came to us in January, and my husband and I built all of our business together. And he said, Jane, he said, Mom, I want to help you relaunch one of the companies. So the company that is relevant to my tip is that it's an assessment software company. So we work with coaches and consultants to help them develop an online branded assessment that really, it helps them grow their lists, it helps them create more meaningful connection, and it helps them close more clients from their one-on-one conversations. So when I was saying have a compelling offer, I was seeding the fact that that's exactly what we do. So
yes, that's amazing. And if you took the survey, Jane was kind enough to volunteer that and donate that survey.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yes.
Yes. So that was Jane's survey that you took to see what helped us.
I'm also here because of Caterina. She and I have been friends since 2005. Woo!
Yes. Amazing women do flock together, don't they?
I know.
Yes. And I was just testing you all, and you were not our last person. You switched over on me from the middle to the beginning, Teresa Hamilton, and she's also known as the woman who saved PWN.
Thank you. You're so thank you. I'm happy to be back. It's been a little while, and I see some very familiar faces, and it's great to see them, and some very new faces, which is equally great to see. Yeah, 2019 president of PWN, proud gold sponsor, platinum sponsor for 3 years in a row. Teresa Hamilton with Pacific Valley Bank. We're a local community bank on the Monterey Peninsula. We specialize in small businesses and giving personalized customer service. So if you want to be known by your name, come see us and we'll be happy to service you. My favorite networking tip is something that I learned here at PWN is, and I believe in it 100,000%, is not only to show up, which I think Selena said, but to do it again and again, like Doris has said. Don't just show up, but volunteer, get involved, and come back again and again. So thank you. Good to see everybody.
It's good to see you, Teresa. And yes, you walk in her bank and you feel like royalty. I'm not kidding. They come up and help you. They know you by name. It's cozy. I love it. So yes, go by there and see Teresa there. Jody and Christine, would you go ahead and announce our raffle and how that works?
Jody, I will tell you what the raffle prize is if Jody wants to be the one that tells you, because she's the great Oz and is the one that got this whole thing going. So the raffle prize is a $50 gift certificate for Phil's Fish House in Moss Landing. So you can, it's kind of fun over there. If none of you have ever been, it's like you're going to a whole different world almost, and you feel like you're more on the East Coast than the West Coast. So it's a great time. Go drive out there and enjoy his food, and it's local. So that's why we chose it. And the gift raffle sponsor is my company, Century 21 Showcase Realtors. So we hope you enjoy your time, whoever wins it.
Thank you.
And who is the person who gave us that wonderful gift certificate?
Well, that is Kat Williford, and she is our May sponsor.
So it was Century 21 that gave it.
Century
21 Showcase, yeah.
Yes, donated the raffle tonight.
Yes.
Thank you, Christine.
Oh.
Kat is our May sponsor. And Kat, would you like to quickly introduce yourself since you came on a little late?
Yes, and I apologize. I've been on Zoom all day and just finished a training.
No need to apologize, Kat.
I'm kind of buzzing from that last training I just led. So, hey, y'all, I am so excited to be here because I have known Caterina Rando for so long, and I saw her name. I was like, I'm going to be there, even if I called Jody, can I come late? Kat Williford is my name. I'm a coach, author, and speaker for women since 1994, like Caterina. Our mission is so similar. We love our women and supporting women, and that's what I love to do. And my book just came out, The Ovarian Chronicles. And from what I'm hearing from women, it's every woman's story. It's not just my story. Through being in a relationship with my body in a healthy way and discovering what it means to really take responsibility for my dreams and my health. And yeah.
Do you have a networking tip, Kat?
Oh, I love that. A networking tip. Yes, do it. Reach out. Don't just collect cards, reach out.
Nice.
Friends, reach out.
I read your book and I couldn't put it down. I read it so fast. It was good. Thank you for that. It was so good. Well, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Teresa Ream. I'm your 2021 president. I'm also the president of Disaster Cleanup Specialists, Flooring America's Floor Store USA, and Cypress Cabinets. Jody, do you want to go ahead and tell them how to get on the raffle if they need to?
Yes, there in the chat, I put the link back to the PWN website, which is the store. So if you go on the PWN website, which is pwnmonterey.org, you'll see store, or you'll see the raffle sign. Click on that, or just click on the thing in the chat, and you can buy any of the raffle levels of tickets. And at the end of this evening, we're going to do the raffle, and it's one prize. And right now we have, let me look at our list of names. Right now we've got 165 entries because you can buy a lot of tickets.
That is amazing. Thank you. Okay. Debbie Campbell, could you introduce your showcase, please?
Yes, I can. Our showcase tonight is Kenneth Dunn, and with more than 30 years of corporate communication experience with nonprofits and high-tech companies in Silicon Valley, Kenneth is a strategic communications professional with broad experience in integrated communications programs and planning. She's the owner of Kenneth Dunn Editorial Services and author of the new book, The Good, the Bad, the Mother-in-Law. She and her husband, Rob, relocated from Los Gatos to Monterey in 2019. Take it away, Kenneth.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I off-roaded, off-ramped from my high-tech career and chose to both go back to my roots, which was writing and editing, which I know a couple of you all do. I actually really like copy editing, which is such a small space, but that's what I love the most. So most of my clients, I do profiles of their customers. I'd like to interview and learn a little bit about them and then turn their profile into something more than just a biography. Do the same for a lot of employee profiles. I still work a lot with the high-tech companies up in the Bay Area, as well as trying to build a small freelance business down here. And as Debbie noted, I also wrote a book, had it published, and that was a kind of a bucket list want for me. And I found myself in the middle of, as we all did, the pandemic, stuck in the house, which I wasn't used to, and just thought, okay, I'm going to get this off the list and I'm going to do it. So it's a small, quirky little book. It doesn't really stand up to some of the books you guys have been talking about here, but, and I promise I won't keep talking about the book. I told myself that in 2021, I'd do everything I can to network, market the book, have some fun with it. You know, I've been doing that, kind of got out to the point, definitely got out of my comfort zone, going on radio shows and having live feed Facebook meetings and such. So I wanted to share a little bit about the book and see if I can do this effectively. Are you seeing the book? Yes. Okay, thank you. So anyway, the book is about, it's tales of mothers-in-law behavior, ranging from, and I do mean dastardly and outlandish, to humorous and loving. So it is definitely a mix of good stories and bad stories, as told to me by mostly young daughters-in-laws or daughters-in-law, and then also my peers who are mothers-in-law. It's a great Mother's Day book. It's a great book for first-time grandmothers. I wrote the book before I was a mother-in-law and before, well, not before I was a mother-in-law. I started the book before I was a mother-in-law and I began writing it before I was a grandmother. So I took a lot of the advice in those cautionary tales that I heard, you know, where you just thought, oh my gosh, please don't ever let me do something like that or say that. And I've taken that to heart. So it actually helped me a lot. It is available on the normal places, Amazon, etc. And it's also in all 4 of our local bookstores. So I don't really have time to do a reading. There are plenty that would amuse you and scare you probably, but what I wanted to do instead was share one of my favorite quotes from it that's in the book, but mostly just a great quote in honor of Mother's Day. Let's see if I can get it to scooch on down. There you go. From former First Lady Barbara Bush. If you have a lot of tension and you get a headache, do what it says on the bottle. Take 2 aspirin and keep away from children. And I thought that was a charming quote from a very witty lady. So thank you for letting me share.
Thank you.
Have a great meeting.
Thank you. That was great. I forgot to tell you my marketing tip, and I want to go ahead and say it because it's in honor of Gina Estrada, our current Woman of the Year that passed away in November. And hers was, if you walk into a networking event and you don't know very many people or anyone at all, you get there early and you walk up and you ask them what that you can do to help them set up. And she said she's gotten so close to so many women just right off the bat. They'd asked her to man the table, the reception table, and all sorts of neat things. So I really like that tip. So on to Marian Gatherley, and she's going to introduce our wonderful speaker.
Well, good evening, everybody, and you are all in for a treat tonight. Caterina, thank you for accepting our invitation to come and speak to us. I have known Caterina, as has Jane, and as has Kat. As a matter of fact, Caterina, I think you and I met for the very first time in Hawaii, speaking on the stage of Jane Duber and Nikki Keohoho. Do you remember that way back then? So yeah, that's a long time ago. But what I want to say is that Caterina will entertain us, but she will also give us so many fabulous tips. So I hope you have pen and paper ready. Let me just tell you that she wants all of us to be loud and proud about the value that we bring to our clients. And she has written 3 books, Learn to Think Differently, which was released in over 13 countries. She has written A Woman's Guide to Starting a Giving Circle. And her latest book is The ABCs of Public Speaking, which quickly hit #1 in 4 Amazon bestseller categories. She's the founder of the Thriving Women in Business Center in San Francisco, a place for women to gather and host workshops. And she also started the Thriving Women in Business Giving, which raises money for women and girls education and entrepreneurship training, which PWN is all about. So welcome, Caterina. We are excited to learn from you tonight.
Thank you, Marian, so much. I am blessed to be with all of you. And I had the privilege of being with you. I guess it has to be, Teresa, 15 or 16 months ago, because it wasn't too long ago that I had the privilege of speaking for you all live and in person. And even I think maybe 10 years before that. So thank you for having me back for my third time. I want to make sure, Teresa, that you want me to be done at 7:45. Is that right? Just to make sure I have the right time.
I have you speaking until 7:25. Is that enough?
Perfect. That is perfect. Okay, good. I always like to make sure I don't go over because a good speaker stays within their time. Everybody, let's take a deep breath. Now, guess what? This program is interactive, which means you can talk to me, and it also means feel free to use your reactions. Of course, I love the clapping. I love the thumbs up. My favorite one is the heart. Please refrain from this one. It makes me think of that famous painting, The Scream. Let's not use that one, okay? Please give us some reactions during the talk. Now, here's what I want you to know. Many things. My first business was I owned a cafe and catering business. I loved having a cafe. I loved being the center of the neighborhood. I make the best cappuccino you ever met in your life. I got to know all the people in the neighborhood. I got great at learning names because people would come in every single day. But you know, after a while, I was thinking, this is not really my raison d'etre, right? This is not my reason for being on the planet, to make sandwiches and wear tomato sauce. I was trying to figure out what was my thing. Well, one day this lady comes in my cafe and she's smiling so big, and she comes up to me and she says, Caterina, thank you so much for the business advice you gave me the last time I was here. And her bliss and her gratitude literally touched my heart. I felt a pang of bliss right in the middle of my chest. And I said, this is what I'm going to do with my life. Because at the time I had a business coach, the same business coach. Oh no, a different one. But Kat and I were in the first graduating class of the Coaches Training Institute way, way back. And I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So I sold my cafe and I opened my business coaching business. Well, you know what happens when you have a cafe and you want to get some clients? Do you know what you do? You turn on the lights and you open the door. That's it. The sunny corner does all the rest. The good food keeps them coming back. That was it. So then I said to myself, okay, well, what am I going to do to get clients? So then I did what I thought I was supposed to do, what we're doing now, which was I went networking. And by the way, I'm going to give you some sidebar super tips here. The shortest distance between you and a full client base. You ready for it? 3 things: speaking, networking, and referrals. And I noticed when I was networking that the speaker usually tended to get a lot of action. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. The speaker gets attention because the speaker builds Insta influence. See, the thing is, when we're networking, look at all these beautiful smiles on the screen. You say, oh, this lady looks lovely. This lady looks lovely. I love what she had to say. Everyone's interest is piqued. We get to know people, we get to like them, but we don't necessarily know yet if they're the right solution. That's why, super tip alert, you want to make sure that you have built influence with someone before you ask them to buy. You with me on this? Okay, so let's take a moment and let's define what is influence. Influence is the ability to sway or alter someone's thoughts, their beliefs, and their actions. Isn't that amazing that you can do that? Now, how do you build influence? How do you get that masterful, exciting ability to sway someone's thoughts, beliefs, and actions? Here's how you do it. Right now, I'm going to give you the influence equation. You ready for it? Okay, good. Yay, mwah. Here it is. Visibility plus value plus consistency equals influence. Now let's look at each one of these individually. Visibility. Guess what? You all get 100% for visibility today because you showed up. And not only did you show up, you got to make yourself known, right? Everybody got to introduce themselves, share a little bit. We didn't get to just show up. We got to make ourselves known. That's exciting. That's visibility. The thing is that all of your visibility counts. Your emails in people's boxes, even if they don't open them, that counts as visibility. Of course, your posts, of course, your podcasts, of course, your networking. But you know what else counts? When we show up in other people's conversations. That's my favorite way. And here's the thing. Let's say you do a Facebook Live, you do a speech, you host your own Zoom thing that you invite people to, a workshop. And you do any of these things, but you know what? Maybe you do that Facebook Live and you really want it to be really good and you prepare it and you post it and nothing happens. No likes, no comments, no shares. You say, oh no, what did I do that for? Here's what I want you to know. Guiding principle alert, ready for it? You keep doing what works, even when it's not working. Because just because you're not getting likes and comments and shares doesn't mean you're not getting views. It doesn't mean people are not seeing it. And even if they don't even watch it, seeing your smile on the screen reminds them of who you are. And let me give you a perfect example of why it all counts. Think way back when we used to actually have to watch commercials, okay? And you're watching a program and there's commercials, and in the course of an hour, you see the same commercial 3 times. Now you probably think to yourself, oh boy, they must be off their game over there at ABC or CBS. No, they're not off their game. They're actually super on their game, because what they know is that there's something in psychology called the Law of Familiarity. And what the Law of Familiarity says is the more I see the name of your brand, or I see a picture of your brand, by the way, your smile is your brand, the more they know your brand, like your brand, and amazingly even trust your brand. And when you see all of those commercials, what they're trying to do is get their brand in your brain. And so all of our visibility counts to solidify our brand. And even if they've never talked to us, the more they see our brand or our posts or our emails or hear about us or see our smile on the screen, the more they know us, like us, and trust us, even if we've never had a conversation. Isn't that exciting? I think it's super exciting, because that's telling you that all of what you're doing is counting. Okay? Now, let's just pause here because we're talking about brand. My friend Marion and I also, we met way back when at the DSWA. Even after that, I was very involved in the Image Consultant Association, which Marion mentioned. She is one of 29 certified image masters in the world. And I had the privilege of doing many books. Marion was in our first book for image professionals. And one of the things I learned from the image ladies, I'm an image enthusiast. I learned a lot from the image ladies. Here's one thing I learned. What is brand? Brand is your appearance, the appearance of your website, the appearance of your brochure, the appearance of your background. Appearance, behavior. How are you behaving? How is your team behaving towards your potential clients and clients? Appearance, behavior, and the third one is your communication. Now, of course, your communication is the written communication. It's also your posts, your videos, everything in all the different ways you communicate. All of that is your brand. Now, why am I talking about this? We're talking about sales tonight, Caterina. Yes, but here's what I want you to know. Everything we do either solidifies our brand or dilutes our brand. If you are talking at networking about you're reliable in whatever industry, but you're always late, don't you think that's off brand? Don't you think that's diluting your brand rather than solidifying your brand? So I pause there because it does matter. This is why if you want to say, hey, we're friendly, we have friendly service, but then every time somebody looks at your post on Facebook, you're complaining about something, you're diluting your brand. Are you following me, my friends? Okay, so let me be very clear. I want you to pay attention to this. Everything we do and all of our appearance, behavior, communication either solidifies our brand or dilutes our brand. Okay, take a deep breath. So all of that is around your visibility. Now that's only the first part of the influence equation. We've got two more parts. The second part is your value. Now, when you think of your value, you probably think your many years of experience. I remember Sandra, I met you way back when, the first time I came to PWN, and you gave me some spot. You were so great. You had your outfit matched your product. You had so much vitality. Okay, you've been doing your thing a long time. Anybody knows you're super expert in your field, right? And so all of that counts, right? Our years of experience, our long client list, all of our credentials. Yes, all of that is our value, all the great results we've gotten for our clients. That's not all though, my friends. And in fact, as women, I want to tell you something. There's another kind of value. You have so much of it that I want to suggest that you may not be taking full advantage of it. Not only may you maybe not taking full advantage of it, if you come from an institutional background or a corporate background, you may have been acculturated to turn it down. What am I talking about? Let me give you an example. Have you ever heard the comment, it's not personal, it's business? Well, what psychopath said this in the beginning? Because you know what? The way you do business, is it personal? I know my friend Selena, I don't know if Selena's still here. I know my friend Selena, she cares so much about doing a great job for all of her clients. Look at Elizabeth, helping middle school moms get it together to not be psycho with dealing with their middle school kids, how to take care of themselves, how to deal with all the things they are to deal with. Do you think she cares personally about her clients? Absolutely. So this idea that it's business, it's not personal, is ridiculous. And I want to invite you to not just wear your heart on your sleeve. I want to invite you to wear your heart all over your business. How's that sound? And I want to invite you to actually turn up your heart skills. Now, what are heart skills? Kindness, graciousness, genuine caring, being a good listener, being a good connector. All these things that, you know what, when you're embracing them, they're actually having you bliss more in your business. And not only are they having you bliss more in your business, the people you're talking to, your potential clients, they don't feel like there's any selling. They feel like this is an authentic connection. And right now, I'm going to share with you my absolute favorite heart skill. Would you like to hear it? Okay, good. Mwah. Here it is. I want to invite you to upgrade your acknowledgement. Okay? I could say to my friend Marion, I could say, Marion, thank you so much for inviting me to come and talk to your fabulous group again. Okay, I could say that, right? That's acknowledgement, thanking Marion for something she did. Now, I could improve on that. I could say, hey, Marion, mwah, thank you so much for coming to invite me to talk to your fabulous group again. And thank you for your gracious words when you did it. Okay, right. Not just what she did, but for how she was being when she did it, right? That's better. Yes, my friends? Okay, good. But that's not good enough. That is not what I like to call the pièce de résistance of acknowledgement. If I say, Marion, mwah, thank you so much for inviting me to come and be with the PWN ladies again. And thank you so much for your gracious invitation. You warm my heart with your kind words, and you made me feel really valued when you invited me. Are you following me, my friends? So not just what she did, not just how she did it, but here's the part we often miss, how it impacted us. And I'm inviting you right now to take my acknowledgement challenge. Okay, I haven't told you what it is yet, but I know you're high achieving women. So let me ask, who is up for taking my acknowledgement challenge? Okay, I'm seeing a few hands. Yay, mwah. Okay, here it is. I want you to write these things down. Not just the do, but you write down the do, how are they being, the be, and then you write down the word impact on a sticky note. You stick it on your computer. And every time you have a conversation, there you go. Debbie, thank you so much. Anytime you have a conversation with anybody, you say, Caterina, my husband? Yes. Your kids? Yes. Now I have one client, Kelly, some of you know, she got 5 kids. So I said, okay, Kelly, just once a day for each kid. You don't got to do it because you're talking to your kids all day long. No, okay. At least once a day for each kid. All right. So the same for your spouse. Here's what I want you to know. When you embrace this pièce de résistance of acknowledgement, what's going to happen is your family, your clients, your potential clients, your vendors, they're going to feel more seen, heard, gotten, valued than anywhere else. Let me tell you something. Today, when I was giving, what was I doing earlier? I was teaching a workshop. Antonio, my tall, very attractive young mailman, knocked on my door. Let me tell you, I have his phone number. I text him. I tell, hey, Antonio, I've got some packages. I get the best postal service you ever met in your life. Why? Because what do I say every time he comes? Antonio, mwah, you brighten my day. Thank you for treating me VIP. You make me so happy. Don't you think every time he comes here, he's got a big smile? Okay, this is what I'm telling you. Everybody in your life can use more acknowledgement. And from a sales perspective, what this does on a sales call is it has people not feel like they're having a sales conversation. They feel like they're having a personal conversation. And that is selling with authenticity. When we genuinely and authentically acknowledge the people we're talking to. Because there are
two kinds of potential clients. There's the show me potential client, and there's the prove it to me potential client. Now, which one do you want? You want the show me, right? Now, in order to have show me, you got to do two things. You've got to build influence before you ask people to buy. Super tip alert. Build influence before you ask people to buy. And the second thing is to make sure that conversation is a personal conversation and not a sales conversation. First, the way you're going to do it is you're going to acknowledge the individual. Second way you're going to do it is you're going to forget about this ridiculous idea of having a script. A script is for telemarketers. You, my friend, know how to talk about your business. Is that right? You know how to talk about the value you bring. You know how to share some results your clients have gotten. You know how to ask questions to identify if someone is the right match for you. Yes? Thank you, Betty. Mwah. And the second thing is, forget about this ridiculous internet marketing expert idea about talking to people's pain. How many of you love to talk about your pain? Hey, Teresa, let's get on a call. I want to hear all about all your pain in your business. Hey, Lori, I'd love to get to know you better. Let's get together and I want to hear all about your pain. Okay? Now, we would never say that. So why do we think that that's what people want to do? What we want to do, super tip alert, is we want to talk about possibilities. My friend here, Julianne, did I say it right? Julianne's a health coach. Do you think if I get on the phone with Julianne, I want to spend all the time telling her, I got this problem, Julianne, I got this problem, or do I want to say, hey, Julianne, this is what and Julianne says, hey, Caterina, what would your optimal health look like? What would you like to create? Now she's getting me excited. Now we're talking about possibilities. And then when she says, hey, Caterina, I can help you do that. I'm getting off the phone more uplifted than when I got on. Isn't that what you want? Because guess what? Sometimes it takes 2 conversations or 3 conversations before you actually get the client, right? Everybody? Yes, yes. Okay, especially usually the bigger the investment takes a little bit longer, okay? Well, when we have that first conversation, do you want your potential clients to get off the phone more depresso when they got on or more uplifted? What do you think? Right, exactly, Kat. We want to bring them and get off more uplifted. Then they're looking forward to the next conversation. And they're gonna want to move forward with us. Okay? So my friends, think about this. Think about how you like to be with people on the phone. Do you want to ask them? Do you want to say, tell me what keeps you up at night? Or do you want to say, hey, tell me what you're looking for. Tell me what you'd like to create. Tell me what your goals are. Isn't that way more exciting? And don't you think that they're going to feel really good about talking to you? Okay, awesome. Now, there was something I wanted to say here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's another thing. By the way, let me pause here. Everybody take a deep breath. Any questions, any comments, any revelations anybody wants to say? Okay, well then I'll keep the party moving. Okay, so here's another thing. Now we're still in the middle of our influence conversation here. We talked about visibility. We've talked about value. The third part is consistency. Now, I know that you have massive value to bring. Is that right? Do you know you have massive value to bring? Okay, good. At the same time, do you think that you're not spending enough time inviting people to be your client? Anybody? Tell me the truth. Okay, thank you for my honest friends. And let me tell you, and by the way, my goal is not only for you to massively grow your revenue and hit all of your revenue goals. My goal is that you're blissing in your business, Gay, blissing in your business the whole time you're doing business. And that happens when you are doing what is the highest and best use of your time. When you're doing those things that are not your job, you know what happens? You're usually not happy because that's not usually your area of genius. Now you have 5 jobs. Ready for them? 5. Okay, not just one. You got 5 jobs. Let's tell the truth. In your own business, you got 5 jobs. But what I don't want you to do is be doing 25 jobs. Okay? And guess what? Even for my friend Teresa, those of you that are with institutions, you got 5 jobs too. Okay? But you don't got 25. So let's be clear. Here are your jobs. Speaking. And when I say speaking, I don't just mean speaking like we're doing right now. I mean speaking in the broad sense of the word. For example, Teresa is the spokesperson for her bank, right? She is the face of her bank in the community. She's the one who's out there connecting, representing, right? So that's speaking. Then we have selling. Now, if you do not have a sales team, look in the mirror, my friend, because there she is. Okay? Speaking, selling. The third category is serving. Now, even if you have other people helping you serve, you're, I'm sure, doing some of the serving, right? Speaking, selling, serving your clients. And the fourth one is strategy. Your goal setting, your action planning. And you know something that you may not think of as strategy? Calendaring. When you're going to do what? When's what going to happen? What needs to happen before the other thing happens? All of that is strategy. And the fifth thing, and by the way, these are the 5 pillars of building your fempire, and I will send you in my follow-up email my infographic on with these 5 pillars, and I'll give you a couple other exciting things. These are the 5 pillars of building your fempire. Here's the 5th one. Self-care. Speaking, selling, serving your clients, strategy, and self-care. Debbie Campbell, blessing to see you put that in the chat. Thank you, my friend. Those are your 5 jobs. What did I not say? Marketing. Hello, marketing's not your job, okay? You wanna hire one of your friends for marketing. There we go, right there, Jody, okay? Because do your clients care who sent out that newsletter? Do they care who updated your website? No, my friends, they care, how can you help me, right? Marketing is not your job. Oh, social media. Now you got to do a little organic social media. Social media is not your job. Where's my social media friend that was here earlier? I'm not seeing her smile on the screen right now. Okay, my friends, not your job. Canva, do I have any graphic designers here? Not your job. Bookkeeping, not your job. Housekeeping, don't even get me started, not your job, okay? Are you with me, my friends? So I want you to look at what are you doing that's not your job? Because here's what I know. All the time you're spending doing all the things that are not your job, you're not doing your 5 jobs. And you're not, more importantly, moving towards mastery with your 5 jobs. Because every hour in is 1 hour closer to mastery. Now, if you've read the book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell says in that book, he says, hey, it takes 10,000 hours to get to mastery. Okay, let's be very clear. That's a very depresso number. Would you agree? 10,000, okay? 10,000? I thought it was 10. No, it's not 10, it's 10,000. But guess what? Every hour in is 1 hour closer to mastery. So all that time you're spending doing all that piddly stuff that's not your job, you're not only pushing off your revenue, you're pushing off your mastery. So let's take a deep breath right now. And you're super smart. I'm going to ask you a question. What are you doing that is not your job, that is interfering with your sales mastery, with your serving mastery, with your self-care mastery, with your strategy mastery, and of course, your speaking mastery? I would want you all speaking. What's not your job? Okay, let me hear from a couple of you. Tell me the truth, my friends. This is the interactive part, okay? Who's got one? This is the truth room. Miriam, give it to us. And then Lori.
Writing emails.
Oh, yes. Who likes to do that? Okay, no. You want to get some peeps for that. Yes, Marion. Why? Because look at Marion. You know, hey, she wants to be serving her clients, right? She wants to be talking to her potential clients. I know she loves to speak. That's where we want to have you, because that's going to have you bliss more in your business, right, Marion? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Emails. No fun. Beautiful. Thank you, Marion. Lori, let's go to you.
I was just gonna validate all the marketing and the SEO stuff that I'm trying to figure out, as if that's gonna turn it around for me. And so, yeah, that is.
Okay, give it away, because here's why. Okay, and by the way, here's a good place to look. What is frustrating you in your business? Where are you struggling in your business? Get support. I just hired a fabulous gal. A couple years ago, I ran a Get Your Book Done Now challenge. Okay, some ladies that were in that, I just did it for fun. I'm not in the publishing business anymore. I did it to support some of my ladies in my community. And some of the ladies got their book done. And I got started on my next book, but I didn't get it done. It's been sitting on my desk for 2 years. Now, I know how to write, but I would much rather speak. So what did I do? I hired last month a lady to help me put all the stuff together. And now I'm way farther down the road, because you get some support where even if you know how to do it, if it's not getting done, get some support. Now, here's where you say to me, well, Caterina, if I had the money for this, that, and the other thing, I would get support. Yeah, go sell something, sweetheart. Okay? Because you're not talking to enough people. You're not talking to enough people. Ask yourself this question. I won't even have you tell me, because I don't want to get depressed, okay? How many sales conversations did you have last week? Do you know how many you had last month? And if you want to get 10 clients this month or 5 clients, you've got to have 4 times that number of conversations. So if you wanted 5 new clients in May, let's say, guess what? That's 20 conversations. Now, if that feels like a lot, that's only 5 conversations a week. Are you with me on this? Okay. Now, are you having 5 conversations a week? Debbie nodded her head. Debbie's in my Thrive at Sales class for the 3rd time. Okay. Well, maybe it's 4th time, my friend. I'm not sure. But here's the thing. What's more important than talking to people? Selling is service. If we can't sell, we don't get the privilege of serving. Are you vibing with me, my friends? Okay, so one of the ways to have more bliss in your business and have more availability for selling is to get more support. Okay, visibility plus value plus consistency equals influence. And the more you recognize that when you're talking to people, you don't got to follow a script. You don't got to talk to their pain. You simply have to be fully present. Know that it's better for them to talk than to listen to you talk. And as a result, you want to have some open-ended questions that help them identify whether or not they're a good match for you. And then here's a sales conversation super tip that I want to give you. Ready for it? Another one. Ready for it? before I invite someone to buy, I ask them if they want to hear about it. Okay? So for example, I have a 9-week Thrive at Sales class. Debbie is in my class. Elizabeth's in my class. Selena's just completed my class. And when I'm going to invite someone to join that class, I don't say, well, hey, it's 9 weeks. It's this, it's that, here's the price. No, I say, well, hey, based on our conversation, it sounds like the Thrive at Sales class would be beneficial to you. Super tip alert, question to ask, write this down, very simple. Would you like to hear about it? So before you give them the report, you ask them if they want to hear about it. When they say yes, they're giving you their agreement to give you their attention. And if not, they say, well, you know, Caterina, it's not the right time. That's fine. Then they're not going to get the report. Okay? You say, okay, great. Well, then you talk about what's the next step. Maybe we want to get them re-engaged. And by the way, I got to give you this super tip. I know I got only 1 minute. I got to talk about my stuff, but I still got to give you this super tip. You ready for it? Okay. When they say to you, don't have the time, don't have the money, or women are so lovely. They don't say no. They say, oh, you're so fabulous. I'm sure we'll work together in the future, right? Have you heard this? Okay, you get so buttered up. Here's what I want you to know. Whatever they say, that's not yes. I want you to take that. I want you to put it in your Star Trek Universal Translator. You know that one, right? People from different planets can talk, theoretically. And what it translates into is, you, my friend, need to build more influence with me before I'm ready to buy. Did you hear that? Because not everybody is going to be an Insta client. And when they're not going to be an Insta client, by the way, here's another tired sales. They say, okay, well, you ask them if you should check back in 1 month or 3 months or 6 months. Ridiculous. What you want to do is get them re-engaged. Come to my next workshop. By the way, here's my other networking super tip. Invite them to go where you're going. That's a non-sales way to engage with them. You want to keep them engaged. That will build more influence. Okay, my friends, I got a lifetime supply of more for you. This is my cutoff time. I want to take a moment to tell you that on May 27th, I have a 3-hour workshop on Set Yourself Up to Thrive at Sales. It is a workshop that will support you with your systems, with much more than we've had time to cover today. What I want you to know is that workshop is regularly $47. Because you're friends with Marion, because Jane's here, because I've got Debbie and Selena and Elizabeth and some of my Kat Wilfer, some of my ladies I've known for 25 years, you are invited with this code as my super VIP guest, no charge for you. The other thing I want to invite you to do, I'm going to put a couple more things in the chat. I have an amazing podcast, info-packed, called Expand Your Fempire. I just did a session on getting more referrals from existing clients. The episode before that was setting up your referral program. I think I'm going to talk about networking. So what am I talking about next? I'll talk about networking because it's always massive, massive value. It's, of course, wherever podcasts are, you get your podcast. And I have an app also called Expand Your Fempire with tons of massive value for you. If you would like my infographics, if you would like my book on how to get booked for speaking free, if you would like, I've got more free stuff for you. If you would like to stay in touch with me, please give me your email publicly or privately in the chat, and I will send you a link to all of my free gifts, which I have more than worth mentioning, or I have time to mention today. And I want to remind you of one important thing. You have massive value to bring. There is a lifetime supply of people to serve. Go sell with authenticity so that you can serve more and you can uplift more lives. Thank you, my friends. My honor and privilege to be with you tonight. Thank you.
Wow, is everybody like excited and their chest is pounding right now like mine? Whose is? Yeah?
Thank you.
I love it. I just instantly fell in love with you, Caterina. It's so amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So if you do have time to stay on a little after,
I have time to stay. I got no appointments, no dates. I'm available.
Just a few minutes then for her, and then after we have our raffle, we'll just stay on for a little while if you have any questions. And don't forget to sign up for the six-figure think tank on the 12th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and you can go. Jody, is it on our website or is it just on our Facebook page? Go to our Facebook page. All of you know where that is, and you can sign up for that, and it's free. And as for those specifically who are six-figure earners or those who want to be six-figure earners. So join us. We're going to have a lot of fun next week. I look forward to seeing you all there. And then also sign up for the 22nd so we can meet in person and mix. I'll be your designated driver. If you have too much vino, you just have to hang on because I drive fast. So let's go move on and go to our raffle. Jody, take it away, baby.
Sandra Collingwood.
Sandra, you always win too. It's from being a blessing all those years, I think. You're getting rewarded. Okay, so stay on if you'd like to interact more with Caterina, and we'll see you on the other side.